I wanted to see if you can comment a little bit on the academic journals, because that's another area of gatekeeping where, you've got the university itself, but then you've got these academic journals that kind of gatekeep what research becomes, the correct knowledge. Can you comment on that?
No, the activists are very smart. They got control over who gets hired, who doesn't. They got control over who gets fired, who doesn't, and they get control over what research gets published and what doesn't. They infiltrated the boards as heavily as possible on all these, not just like the journals, but the academic organizations as well. So I'm part of a group called SOIBS, the Society for Open Inquiry in the Behavioral Sciences. That's me and Lee and a bunch of other people. And so the American Psychological Association has their event, and they're pretty much completely captured at this point. So we do what's called a speakeasy across the street from them every year, where like all the renegades get together and have ourselves our own little party. And then also what we're working on right now is we're creating a journal ourselves. And so you have the Journal of Controversial Ideas. That's Peter Boghossian. That's sort of shown up as somewhere to get things done. And what we're doing with SOIBS in our new journal is if your article gets published and it's scientifically sound and it's good academic journalism or good academia, good academic research, yeah. And it gets canceled because it's unpopular or it's offensive or some activist gets it like retracted or deleted or destroyed, we will take your research and we will publish it ourselves in our own journal.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
What is the scale of, you think? I mean, it feels like, just from what I've seen, it's like almost 100% ideologically captured for these journals. What do you think of the scale of fighting back right now?
I don't know if they're not at 100%, but they're over 50%. It's somewhere there and it's hard to tell.
Right.
And you've seen some journals do a much better job at resisting this than others. Because I mean, the part of the reason the wolf got let in was they just said, oh, well, I'm just here to make things better for minorities. I'm just here to make things better for women. Like I'm just trying to make the world better. Like, oh, well, that seems harmless. Come on in. And then they brought in their friends and they crowded out the other people. And right now, I think more and more people are aware of that this has happened. And right, to save their own skins, this sort of activism within science that puts activism over science is not acceptable. And it's driving down the whole project. But that's a hope.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think we've reached a tipping point within academia itself with, a preference for open inquiry and free thought?
I think the way then I always like talking metaphors for some reason. No, but this is like D-Day has happened and we've got a beach. We've taken the beachhead. We can start landing in our ships and our boats and our planes. We can start building runways, but they have the whole continent. That's sort of where we are in this conflict. We finally have ground and we finally have people who are standing up and we finally have our own organizations and we've built these networks, but we're massively outnumbered and they still hold most of the bureaucracy. They still hold most of the journals. They still hold most of the land. But the public is aware of this now and the public supports us and doesn't want this to be the direction we're going in. And that does give us a lot of power.